Hello, dreamers. So today we have a bit of a bittersweet video about my happy childhood memories and adult memories enjoying Toys R Us, which, as we know, has closed down in America. I'm an Australian, and I was hoping that it wouldn't close in Australia, but sadly they're starting to close in Australia as well. So Toys R Us, a lot of people have been really sad about Toys R Us is closing. But don't worry, this is not an entirely sad video, because I also think it's a time to both reflect on what the store gave to us, but it's also a time of celebration for the things that the happy parts that the store gave to us, and appreciation of Toys R Us and our happy childhood memories, as well as a big thank you to Charles Lazarus, who sadly passed away a few months ago, who founded Toys R Us. He's passed away, and the chain's closing as well. So it is the end of the era of Toys R Us. And as you can see from my tone of voice and facial expression, is I'm caught between both wanting to celebrate and feel happy about what that was, but I'm also feeling so sad. So I'm like, I don't know whether to smile or just to be a bit somber about the whole thing. But I thought that I would start off by talking about my personal experiences with Toys R Us and my childhood memories, and hopefully we can remember together and enjoy a bit of nostalgia. And I think it's important just to try our best to remember them, or, cherish those memories. So that's mostly what the video is going to be about. So one of the things that I absolutely loved about Toys R Us was the big Jeffrey the giraffe. Now, giraffes are my favorite animals. This isn't Jeffrey the giraffe. Her name is Stacy. But she's what I had on my bed, so I thought I'll get a giraffe, and I'll get a giraffe toy, and I'm going to put it into the video, and just as if we need reminding why giraffes are so cute with their long necks and their big ears. Oh, and why toys are so cute. But look at this little caboose here. And there was the big, lovely big Jeffrey the giraffe in the entrance when you went into Toys R Us, and I loved that was their mascot was my favorite animal. And giraffes are so cool looking and creative looking in a way, with their big friendly polka dots, that I absolutely love that. So I thought that really set the tone for the whole store. So one of my favorite times in Toys R Us was when I was a child. I think I went in a competition, or I won some prize, or it must have been my birthday or something, but I remember getting like a check or a gift card to spend, I think it was about $100 or so, but I could go there, and I was just a kid in a toy store, literally a kid in a toy store, being told, oh, you can spend $100 or $200, whatever the prize was, in Toys R Us. How cool is that? So going in there with my mom and the trolley, and going through all of these aisles, and just having a store that's dedicated to toys, not just some department store where you've got a section for the toys, but then you get broken out of that dream world where you go into school uniforms and shoes and stuff. And I absolutely loved how Toys R Us, because the whole thing was a dedicated toy store, from the moment you see Jeffrey the giraffe, and you've got maybe whatever decorations they would put up at the time. I remember them having, back in the 90s, some of the staff had set up the bubble guns that they had, or the water guns that they had, and having a bubble machine. where they would have a helicopter or some kind of bird toy. I have a memory of that coming down from the ceiling. And just the lovely displays of all of the toys, and this big pyramid of pound puppies and dolls that lit up with little gems in them. And 90s kids, weren't the 90s so good for cartoons and toys? We had Nickelodeon, and so many good toy lines came out in that time. But also today we're getting just so many good cartoons and toys coming out now, and it makes me so happy to see. I'm going on a tangent, but it just makes me so happy to see, as a 90s kid, isn't it so good that things like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and Popples and Furbies, all of those things, and to an extent Sea Monkeys sort of remade as Aqua Dragons, a lot of the things that we enjoyed as kids are still going strong now, and they're still popular today. So what works. A lot of those good, successful, beautiful toys are still there, so our children and nieces and nephews can enjoy those things that we grew up with. So I'm walking through the aisles, and I remember, what did I pick out with that? I got I remember getting a pound puppy. I had a pound puppy or a puppy surprise. I love puppy surprises now. I had a pink puppy surprise with dark pink ears. If you're subscribed to my channel, you have seen my unboxing where I unbox one of the modern day puppy surprises. If you haven't seen that, check that out. I have a lot of fun with that. I've got 2 puppy surprises right now. I mean, the only silver lining of Toys R Us closing, but it's not worth it just to save some money for Toys R Us to close, is obviously they're having sales. So that is the only silver lining of Toys R Us closing, is they're obviously going to be having sales, and if they continue to have these sales, I'm probably going to get another puppy surprise. Guilty as charged. I love puppy surprises. So I'm walking down this aisle, and we've got the puppy surprises, we've got pound puppies, you know, there's these stacks of toys. And as a kid, it's a big store as an adult, but as a kid, you just look up, and there's these huge shelves of toy after toy after toy, with these toy cars and bicycles and balls, and you've got kids that are taking out the balls and these big colorful balls, and it is so Mr. Majorum and the Wonder Emporium. You know, it's Dustin Hoffman film. It's got that wondrous Robin Williams toys, Willy Wonka and the Charlie Factory feel, and it just sparks that, and it reminds me so much of that when I was walking through the Toys R Us, and you've just got that song playing from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Like, that's what comes to mind of that whole pure imagination, you know, pure imagination, da 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 da, and it's just this wonderful thing to have this whole big, imaginative, playful environment that is just made for you as a kid, and as a big kid that grew up into an adult body. So I think that the whole store was just so beautiful, and the whole vibe. And I remember as an adult knowing someone that worked there. They had several interview processes to work there, so they were selecting the best customer service people to work in that place. And the people that worked there, I remember, especially from the child's perspective, I remember a lot of the staff being really lovely and friendly. So if you worked there, I'm so sorry about what's happening with the store. That's a nervous laughter. I'm not laughing at that. I'm my heart goes out to you. I hope that you can find another job where you get to work in a creative environment, where a creative retail environment. And I really thank the people who worked there and who really loved their job and helped to make Toys R Us the beautiful place that it was, that children are going to remember, and the big kids that grew up are going to remember, because you were a big part of making that special atmosphere. So there are my memories of Toys R Us, just this big wonderful thing with all of the colors and the big giraffe, and just the lovely displays that some of the stores had. And I think obviously that's the material side of things, but also I think that, well, it's a store, so it's a store, it's trying to make money, it's selling toys, but at the same time I think that those experiences are so important. I think that that is part of the wonder of childhood that hopefully we don't lose as an adult. Too many people lose that. I try to keep that alive within myself as much as possible. And they still have popples now. This is a vintage popple. This was my first popple. This is the one I had since I was little. This one is called Prize Popple. It's a she, but I always think of this one as a he. I don't know why. Something about the face sort of looks like a cheeky boy. Even though, they say pink is for girls, blue is for boys. I don't really believe in that. It seems like a boy, but going by the books, Prize was a girl, and I thought that popples were one of the creative lines that are in Toys R Us. And I love how you can literally turn them into the pop. And so we've got the Popples logo here. That was one of the cool things that I had growing up. And one of the cool things you can still find now if they're doing the sales. There's the new Popples, and they're just as cute. I personally prefer the vintage ones. Some people like the newer ones. I think they're both cute for different reasons. So that's one of the things you can find is the Popples with their cute little tails. Did you have a Popples when you were growing up, or do you have a Popples now? Tell me in the comments if you have a favorite color combination or which Popples personality you liked best, because I absolutely love them, and so many people love Popples. And thank you to Mattel for making Popples. Now, one of the things that everyone knows about was the Sea Monkeys. Here's the Sea Monkeys Magic Castle. Sea Monkeys gave me that same feeling of imagination because, there's interesting story behind the whole Sea Monkeys thing. The guy who created Sea Monkeys was such an interesting character. This whole the whole thing, the creature itself, the way it was marketed and packaged, is so cool. I love these purple and pink colors. I just love the whole thing. That was a big part of a lot of people's childhood, was these Sea Monkeys. It's winter time in Australia, so that's why I got this vintage sea monkey one. The reason there's no sea monkeys in here is I'm not one of those people who keeps everything in a box, but I like to take things out and play with them. The reason that there's no sea monkeys in here is I wanted to set my sea monkeys up during the summertime because I think they do a bit better in the heat, and once the tank's going, that's fine. But I remember when I was a kid, mine lasted for about 2 years and a bit. It says this. Yeah, it says it right here. Guaranteed to live 2 years. That was a cool thing. And they've got aqua dragons into Toys R Us. Frankly, I didn't get as much success with those. I think they usually live to about 6 months. I preferred the sea monkeys. They, for some reason, I don't know, maybe it was just a different batch. But they're still a very cool toy. They've got really cool light up tanks, so you can get those aqua dragons. And they've got ones with egg-shaped tanks. So, you know, obviously it might be too expensive to track down these vintage sea monkey tanks, but you can still get aqua dragons in Toys R Us, which is very cool. You know, and so these were my. I'm a 90s kid, so I've got my sea monkey stuff here, and so these were the eggs. And I just love these comic book style. I just love these comic book style graphics that they've got here, where they've got the little cartoon versions of the sea monkeys. So we had Popples, we had sea monkeys, Furbies. How can we mention Toys R Us without one of the biggest things that they have there? They've got Furby Connects. They've got the Furby Connects ones at the moment, but I'm just going to show you. I won't wake him up just yet until the end of the video because he is going to talk all the time. But this is this is my 90s Furby. And you can tell that I loved giraffes because sadly I lost my original one. I had a brown, they named the different Furby models after their fur. And I had a brown 90s Tiger Electronics Furby, and he had brown fur with green eyes, and they called him Giraffe, and they all had different animal kind of fur. So I had a giraffe one, and this one's called Champagne with like tinsely. She's lost a bit of the fur around her belly where I've tickled her a lot. So press the tickle and you pat the back. And they've come a long way with the movement and everything with the Connect. I had a Connect, I sold it so I could get these 90s ones because I realized that I'm a nostalgic person, and as advanced as the Connect is, they're wonderful for kids. I really prefer these 90s ones. Oh, carefully put that one there so it doesn't start talking and talking and talking the whole time. But one of the other cool, this is actually a Toys R Us exclusive that I let myself splurge on, was I picked up the Toys R Us Hatchimals. This is my first Hatchimal, my absolutely first Hatchimal. How cool is this? They've got the eggs. Everyone loves Hatchimals. I loved what I saw people showing on the videos. I loved what they did. I loved the functions. I saw 2 really good videos about Hatchimals. One video I saw about Hatchimals was by, I'll put the 2 links in the description, but one was from Venus Angelic, did a really cute video about Hatchimals, and the other one was about one of my favorite YouTubers, Silvolf, who has a whole channel. I'll link her as well. She has a whole channel dedicated to all of the Furbies from the 1990s all the way to the present, and she did videos on the Furbies and the Hatchimals. But I haven't done one yet because as much as I liked what they could do, I didn't really feel drawn to the penguin, or there was a penguin and an owl, I think. But then I went into the Toys R Us to see what they had in the sale, and when I saw that they have a puppy with wings. A puppy with wings, like the 2 cutest things, a cherub and a puppy, and a little gem drawn, like this little heart on its stomach, and all of these beautiful pastel colors. hopefully that shows up really nice on the video because it's so pretty. They've got these lovely pastel colors with the puppy. When I saw there was a winged puppy in the Toys R Us and Toys R Us exclusive, I was so happy because I really wanted to get a Hatchimal, and I was hoping they would come up with a design that I liked, and I absolutely love this design. So that's at the Toys R Us as well. So putting this back, ooh, I got a few things there as sort of like a going away thing. Giving myself an excuse to just get a few more things before they shut down. I found this really cool unicorn. I guess he could cheer up this whole video because usually unicorns are depicted all fairies and flowers, but look at this guy. Look at this guy. He talks.
Don't give up, Go Jetters.
Yeah, don't give up. Exactly. Follow your dreams. I've got a whole other video where I have the Our Generation dolls, and I open them and I talk about following your dreams. So have a look at that. This guy. Look at this guy.
Grandmaster Glitch's bad news. Am I right or am I right?
Don't you just love the voice actor on this? I mean, that was so fun about Toys R Us. You just find cool things like this. What other cool things do we have at Toys R Us? We already said they had the Popples. Here's another beautiful Popples. This is Pretty Bit. It's one of my favorite ones. It's got the beautiful pastel purple and pink. I absolutely love this guy. Yeah, so they all turn into little balls and put them in there. But Popples and Furbies were some of my most favorite childhood toys. Absolutely love them. And of course, which I have the entire collection of Zelfs, and they're basically the modern day troll dolls with the hair. Remember the troll dolls? They have troll dolls, and then they have Zelfs, and then after the Trolls movie came out, we've got the DreamWorks Trolls also selling Toys R Us as well, and they've got cool play sets going there as well. So check that out. But I prefer the Zelfs, and of course this is the one that wanted to be on camera, the pop star one. She's got a little bow on the back, a star on the front. She is absolutely beautiful. So I have a whole collection of Zelfs, and I'll give you a whole Zelf shelf tour in another video, but these are the two that wanted to show up today. So we had that. A lot of other videos, because I'm going to have to open up these guys. But for now, I just wanted to talk about, the toys that were there and not focus on the unboxing so much as more the happiness of the toys themselves. We've got Powerpup. I absolutely love Moose toys. They were in Toys R Us as well. Moose is an Australian company, and Moose Toys made these Zelfs, but they don't sell them anymore. But these, I got heaps of these Zelfs from Toys R Us, as well as trading with other people. And this was just a light up Zelf. You can't see with the light on, but you press this crystal in the middle and her hair lights up all sorts of colors, and I'll show you in the other video, but her wings move as well. So I'll leave it there. I'm not gonna keep showing you toy after toy, but they were my memories of Toys R Us. It was just this beautiful, magical, imaginative place, that reminded me of going on the tour as Charlie, like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and just all of the beautiful things that you could see and you could do, and just that sense of imagination that the whole place inspired. And I'm so thankful for Toys R Us for existing, and for Charles Lazarus for founding the place in the first place. And later I'll be putting these up, but I've got Sailor Moon, and this one was My Little Pony posters. So they were what I got from the sales. that were happening. So that was the tiny silver lining of them shutting, was I picked up some things from the sale. It you know, obviously it's sales are cool, but at the end of the day, I would rather Toys R Us still be there. And I hope that there's other toy designers and creators and people who want to do something, put something beautiful and imaginative out of the world. And just remember, there are so many people like me that these things that you make in these stores that you create, they're going to leave people with beautiful memories and give children a fun, exciting space that they'll remember for the rest of their lives, where they get to have that sense of wonder and imagination walking through those stores. So make sure if you make something like that to try and, you know, listen to that song, Pure Imagination, from the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and try and recreate that sense of color, because I think that's what I remember most, was that sense of wonder. So we'll wake up this guy before I leave you. He'll probably just go back to sleep. Or sweet dreams to him. I knew he would do that. There. Well, at least you got to see how he worked. But wow, didn't the original ones have such a mechanical sound? I love AI and things like that. So there we go. I think this video is long enough. That's really all I wanted to say, was to take you back through the memories and show you some of the cool and fun things that I found today at Toys R Us, and also the things that they did make back in the day, and sort of show a little bit of the old and the new. Ow, hits me right in the feels. When I left, I was excited about the sale, but when I left, I just thought, wow, that's it, you know, that's it's the end of the era. But keep dreaming. I'm sure, you know, when one door closes, there's going to be different things, more creative people coming out, more new things for us to enjoy. So keep dreaming, and as always, I'll leave you there with sweet memories. And please tell me down in the comments your memories with Toys R Us, what you remember, what was your most fun experience, and just with toys and childhood in general. I would just absolutely love to hear about that. So leave your comments below, subscribe to my channel for more storytelling and toys and fairy tales. That's my whole channel. And as always, sweet dreams, dreamers. All right, bye.